to my channel. My name is Karla. I'm in Australia, Melbourne, and I love to crochet and to knit. But in this little podcast, I'm going to talk to you about my pattern designs and how I go about creating the pattern and writing it. So I'm going to give you some hints and tips on how to go about doing so if you're interested in creating your own patterns and possibly selling them on Raverlry or other platforms. Okay, and also this little podcast, I'm going to announce the winner of my giveaway, guys. So stay tuned. I'm going to announce the winners at the end of this episode. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the designs that are currently published in Raverlry, and I will give you a code to get 25% of all my patterns, and I'm going to do that after at the end of this video. So make sure you stick around. All right, guys. So let's get started. So how did I go about starting to write my design? So I started crocheting maybe about 3.5 years ago, and I really got addicted. I loved making all sorts of things, from garments to accessories to even shoes. I just loved it, and I started learning a whole bunch of techniques. And of course, I started following a lot of designers on Instagram, and I became fascinated by the idea of making my own designs. I started doing clothes for myself, and then one day I thought, why not try to write a pattern? And I did a little bit of research, and I found a couple of things that would be quite handy. The first thing that I wanted to mention was our website called Yarns Craft Council, which has all the standard sizing. So if you wanted to make a garment and you wanted to know how to grade it, first it's a good idea to have a look at the different standard sizes and the measurements. That's a really great and handy website, which I'll provide in my description box below, to start getting an idea how the sizes should look like at the end, so then you can write your pattern accordingly. Now, the first thing that I designed was actually this top that I'm wearing. It is called the Summer Breeze tank top, which is currently available on my Raverlry. I made it for adult sizes from small to large, I believe, and I also did a junior Summer Breeze from size 2 to 10. So they're all available on my Raverlry, and I made it specifically for summer wear. So it's made with DK cotton, which I love working. I tend to design patterns that are related to the season we're on. So in Australia, you get, and in Melbourne particularly, you get 4 distinct seasons. So I tend to design depending on the season we're on, which might not necessarily be a worldwide thing, but actually it gets me into the groove of designing if I'm designing for a particular weather or season. So with this particular design, I want it to be relatively simple and something you can wear every day. And that could be quite easy to wear, but it has a little bit of a feminine touch. That's why I decided to include the extreme drop stitch, which is those little flowers you see all throughout the top. And so it's easy to wear, it's cool, and you can wear it with jeans or you can wear it with shorts, and it's really great for the summer weather, guys. So that was my first design, and my advice to you, if you want to start designing, is maybe try, you want to give it a go, maybe start with something that's not necessarily a garment, or not a garment, but it's one size fits all. For instance, a shawl. So I could have probably done that, but I basically went straight into the deep end and decided to design a top which is graded, which was a little bit tricky, and was definitely a learning experience. I checked out the sizes and I did my gauge. The first thing to decide is obviously working from an idea at sketch. You think about what yarn you want to use, what weight, whether you want it to be lightweight or a chunky weight garment, and then go from there. So once you've got your design, you've got your yarn, you're thinking of, you do a gauge and a swatch to see what size to start working on the sizing from there. So that's why it's a little bit tricky to design garments that obviously you have different sizes. But starting with the simple design is always the best. But before you do the sizing and grading of that, maybe try something that's one size. And ideas for that could be a shawl. So this was probably my 4th design, and this is the All in a Flutter shawl, which I designed this last year during lockdown, actually during COVID lockdown. So it's one size fits all. It is made with fingering weight cotton, Lion brand, and I think it's called Summer summer nights or something like that. It's very lightweight. So yes, it can even be great for summer. So yes, so if you wanted to get started in writing patterns, maybe start with something that's one size fits all, like a shawl, or how about a bag? So this bag I called the Little Woven Basket because it features a basket textured stitch in the middle of it, and it's like a little basket or a bucket bag which expands and it can fit quite a lot of things. Actually, I wanted it to be quite casual, so you can put it over your shoulder and with a drawstring. So that's a really good starter project because you can get your hands on, or you wrap your head about writing a pattern using the different terminologies and trying to write in a way that people can follow along. So I would strongly recommend, maybe if you're a beginner and you want to give it a go, why not start designing something that is not won't have any sizes, or you could even limit the sizes. You can make it small or a large version, for instance, and bags are a great idea. So this is my Little Woven Basket bag, available on Raverlry. It is made with thicker cotton. I love working with cotton. It is the Lion brand 24/7 cotton, which I absolutely love for bags because it's so sturdy, and it's got really great texture. So yes, so I made this one. Look, what I tend to do when I write a pattern, I tend to do one version first and then make notes and then see how I tweak it. So I kind of make a couple of versions of the project before I publish the pattern, and of course I have pattern testers. So here we are. This is the first version of it, and again it's made with 24/7 Lion brand cotton, and it's just slightly smaller. And I use a chain to and I crocheted around the chain for the strap. So that turned out really cute, and I made it slightly bigger as well, a slightly bigger design. So yeah, so those are my bags. This is my only bag design that are currently available on my Raverlry. My next design that I wanted to showcase was a knitted cowl. Now my knitted cowl I also designed last year during COVID, and is a knit. Now I don't have many knitted patterns at the moment. I only have two. One is a beanie, lots of hearts beanie, I think I got that right, that are available on Ravelry, and it is a chunky weight beanie, and I'm gonna have to find it because I forgot to bring it with me. I'll go and get it in a minute. So this is the cowl, the knitted cowl that I designed again during lockdown, and it is a very simple design, but it does have some color work. So I created a color chart for the pattern as well as written instructions. So some people prefer to work with a chart, and other people really just like reading instructions. So having both in a pattern is actually quite handy. Now, making the color chart is actually not as hard as it sounds. I use Excel. I know there's different programs that are available to designers that allow you to create charts. Color work is easy to do in Excel though. I haven't tried doing a lace chart yet, and my next design I will have to attempt to do that because it's got a little bit of lace. But yeah, so this was like a little bit of color work, very simple color work, and it is a cowl which is available in one size, and with the headband or ear warmer I've made it in I think 4 different sizes to fit junior sizes as well as adults. So I've got 2 adult small, adult large, and some junior sizes. So again, if you wanted to attempt grading, why not start with something small like a beanie that you can offer in different sizes, but it won't be too complicated to write. And of course it features it's a bit unique because it features some embroidery stitches which really make it pop out, and it's full of color and texture. So yeah, that's my knitted design. Now I'm going all over the place. Let's go back to crochet. So my other design that I wanted to talk about was my vest. Again, when I started designing, I started with simpler designs that that would be a great learning experience, not too difficult to write up. Of course, if you take me a lot of trial and error, this is called the winter tea vest. It's perfect for autumn and winter because you can layer it with a long sleeve, or you can just wear it on its own if it's a cool autumn day, or even early spring. So this is gorgeous. You can add a belt to cinch the waist, or you can leave it as is. So I made this one in Fisherman's Lion brand, DK weight wool, and I also made it, oh no, I forgot, I think it's a tweed. I love tweed. So I made it in this beautiful forest green tweed, and it features camel stitches, which really give it a beautiful braiding effect. So yeah, so this is also available on my Raverlry, and it's available in sizes extra small to extra large. Now, my last design that is currently available is the one that I've been showcasing for a while, and that is the Primavela III. So this is by far the most complicated pattern that I've written so far. It is gorgeous. So it was a labor of love. It took a few months and a few versions. So I've actually physically made 3. I made 3 or 4, 2 tops, 1 top with just a crop top version. The second one was a top with a peplum version, and 2 dresses. So this is my beautiful, very bright hot pink and red combination. I love it. It is so colorful. I love the lacy effect of it. Of course, you'll have to wear a sleeve, but yeah, no, the idea just came to me, and yeah, so it came to me. Because the way how I work in terms of designing is come up with an idea, and I calculate the gauge, the yarn that I want to work with. I tend to work with smaller weight yarn. So 4-ply and DK is my favorite to design in. I think that it really shows off the texture, and it's not too bulky. So most of all of my designs actually are in DK or fingering weight. It's just my favorite weight to work with, because you will really feel the definition of your stitches. So this is fingering weight cotton in Ocean bamboo cotton blend, which makes it really soft and beautiful, and the drape is amazing. So why choose such a small fingering weight is because it looks so delicate. So for a dress, I know it's more time consuming, but it would just be much better. And of course it's for summer, so you don't want it to be too thick. So yeah, so this one took a while, and I had some lovely testers who tested both the top version and then finally the dress version. So now this is available on my Raverlry as well. And lastly, I wanted to show you my next pattern that I'm about to write up, and that is a knit. So I'll have to go back and get my beanie. So this is my knitted top, which I haven't named yet, but I am thinking, and let me know if you like this name suggestion. So this is a gorgeous colorway by Rose Chicks Handmade, which we probably, if you've listened to my podcast, you probably heard me rave about her colorways and her hand dyed yarn for ages. So this one I saw on her feed, and she was putting it on Etsy, and I just had to have it. I bought 2 skeins, and of course I had no idea what I was going to make. And the idea is I could have made a cowl or a little scarf, but then I really wanted to show it off with a garment. So I thought maybe I can get away with knitting something, and guess what? It was exactly the right amount. I did run out of wool at the end, but I was able to use some contrasting yarn to create the I-cord bind off for the sleeves and for the bottom, just to finish it off and give extra length to it. And the bottom is made with this gorgeous Mila Mia it's merino wool in a gorgeous colorway. And it actually suits it really well. I think it turned out really nice. So this is the next pattern that I will attempt to write. I will call for pattern testers very soon. If you are interested in pattern testing any of my designs, just follow me on Instagram, and there is a pattern tester form link in my bio through Instagram, or you can shoot me a message through and I can put you in the list of my pattern testers. So yeah, so this design is coming up. This is my first version. So as I said before, I tend to do multiple versions. When I'm writing a design, I tend to make very simple notes, then do the protocol, because it's fresh in my mind. So once you got the idea of it, I tend to write notes along the way, but then I come to a point where I seem to freestyle a lot, because you don't know where it kind of will end up. So I feel it. I just let my creativity take over and not focus too much on my writing, because your juices are flowing and you just want to get it done and see how that goes. So this is my first version, number 1. I will tweak the neckline and that's about it. And the cup sleeves turned out beautiful, and I did a box pleat, which gives it a little cup feel. So all that is going to stay the same, just the neckline. I think these little bits I'm gonna just tweak a little bit, but I'm very, very happy with these. I might do more increases around the hip area. Yes, so there's a little bit of work here, but I'm very, very happy with it. Oh, and the name. So the name of this new design, I think I'm going to be calling it feels quite pretty, but a little bit of like a period kind of garment because of the square neckline. I don't know, there's something about it that there's this Victorian period era kind of thing. So I'm going to call it Lady Victoria because I live in Victoria, and it is such a cute little top. You can take it to high tea. What do you reckon? What do you think of the name, Lady Victoria? Anyway, let me know what you think down below. And I'm almost done. I have one more design that I wanted to show you, and that's my knitted beanie, the whole lot of hearts beanie. As I mentioned to you before, I tend to make different versions. Before my pattern goes out to pattern testers, I really want to get it right. I want to make sure that I'm happy with the design. So this was my first version. I think this was my first version. And for maybe adding 2 hearts would be great, and maybe making it a chunkier weight yarn. So it is for me a lot of just not trial and error, but for me experimenting to make sure that before the pattern goes out that I'm really, really happy with the design and the sizing, and that it all works really well. I will then grade it. This comes on one size, so adult is one size fits all. An adult size, but if you make it in the Aran weight or a smaller weight size, it will fit a child, a junior size. So yeah, so this again is available on my Raverlry. Yeah, it's one of my first, I think it was my first knitted pattern with a little bit of color work. Color chart is obviously included in the pattern. So if you're a beginner knitter, this is a really great project, and hats are so much fun to make and such a quick project, especially because you're using chunky wet yarn. It is the beautiful Inca yarn by Knit Pattern. It is a gorgeous blend. So it's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Love it. Of course, add a funky pom-pom to make it a little bit different and add a pop of color. All right, guys. So let me just summarize my tips on how to begin pattern designing. So firstly, obviously your idea. Have a sketch as detailed as possible as you can. Work out the yarn that you would like, the weight, whether you wanted cotton, whether you wanted wool, whether you want a woolen blend. What season are you aiming for? Are you going to have, what sizes are you going to offer it? Now, the Yarn Craft Council website is full of information, as I mentioned before, with sizes, but it also has abbreviations. So there's world-known abbreviations you should use when writing a pattern. So that's a really handy website for other information as well. So also there's 2 different versions to write the pattern, the UK and the US version. So whether you want to write which abbreviations you will use, you have to determine in terms of crochet. So check out that website. It's really, really got lots of information. Now, after that, make as many notes as you can as you work along, which is something that I need to work on. So I tend to make notes at the beginning with all my swatch details, the cotton yarn, the my abbreviations, all that. But then towards the end of my make, I tend to make less notes because I get so involved in the creative process that I tend to make less notes, which is not necessarily handy. So, but I do make different versions. So once you get more experience, more confident, you probably only make one and then grade it and then send it off. It will become much more easy. I still like to make different versions. As you saw, I will make a couple before the pattern goes out to testers, which I'd strongly recommend to get people to test your pattern, because you want to make sure that the way you wrote it, it can be understood by others, and then they can create exactly what you had in mind. So my other important tip is have fun. If you're just a beginner and you don't know where you will go, your pattern design, where you're going to take it, just have fun with it, guys. This for me is a hobby. I love it. It doesn't matter how many patterns I sell, as long as I have enjoyed the process. I love creating, so it's win-win. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just have fun. Okay, guys. Now it's time to draw my winner of my pattern, my Primavera crochet pattern. So the winner of today's of my little giveaway will win the pattern for this gorgeous dress. So the pattern is 3 patterns in one. You will be able to make the crochet top version. There's a crop top version, a top with peplum skirt, or you can make the entire dress, guys, and you will get 200 grams of Bendigo woolen meals in a gorgeous red, which I have forgotten to bring with me, but trust me, it is gorgeous. I'll put a picture on the end of this podcast to make. It will be enough to make the top with the peplum skirt for sizes up to size medium. So it's a really great start. It's gorgeous Australian cotton. All right, guys, so let's do it now. We had 13 comments, guys. So if you would. Okay, guys, sorry, I keep getting cut off. Right as I'm announcing the winner, I get cut off by my camera. So fingers crossed this time it works. So yeah, so the winner will get, of course, the pattern and this gorgeous 200 gram 4-ply cotton in the colorway Pomegranate Grenade by Bendigo Woolen Mills. Amazing. I love all the yarn, and this cotton is great. I love it. I've done quite a few garments with this cotton. All right, guys, so let's just announce the winner, and let's be quick before something else happens. All right, so I've got my random number generator mug in Google, and we've only had 13 comments, guys. So if you were one who commented in that podcast, my giveaway podcast, you have an amazing chance to win. So let's hit the generate button. 1 to 13, ready? Oh, number 5. Let's go back to that podcast and see who the comment number 5 was. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rachel King, congratulations. You have won my pattern and the yarn. So contact me, comment below, and let's get your details ready. So to send the details to me so that I can send you prize. Fantastic, guys. Okay, so if you didn't win though, that's okay. I'm offering for this little podcast and my lovely viewers a chance 25% of all my patterns on Raverlry. So use the code YouTube 25% off, and you can get my patterns 25% off for a whole week, guys. That's pretty amazing. Now, what else was I going to say? Yeah, that's about it. I wanted to say, actually, congratulations to the winners, and thank you very much to my new subscribers for participating, for joining me in my yarn tales. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Now, the last thing that I wanted to mention regarding pattern designing is if you just want to just have fun designing and making amazing clothes, but don't want the headache of sizing, I forgot to mention, you can always pay someone to grade your pattern. So you can do the fun bit and make it to your size, and then go and delegate the boring bits to a proper pattern designer who will work with you to make your pattern size inclusive. I hope that all makes sense. I hope that was all very helpful, and we'll catch you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.